This is Amud Yomi Gemara Berachos Daf Samoch Beis Amud Aleph. As we close in the final two daf, the final four amudim, five amudim of this incredible Masechta, we pick it up on the top line of Samoch Beis Amud Aleph, continuing the halachas as they relate to the bathroom. Says the Gemara of Tanya. Amar Rabbi Akiva. Pamachas nechnasti ach Rabbi Yeshua lebeis Akise went after Yeshua to the bathroom. And I learned to Rabbi Yeshua three things. Number one, lamadati. Sheinif name Mizrach Umayir Velatzav of Darn, and he went to the bathroom north or south. Number two, lamadati sheinif Ram Umad. That you don't expose yourself while you're standing before you use the bathroom. Elamiyusha, if you wait till you sit down and then you pull down your pants. But number three, you wipe yourself with your left hand. Amr ben Azai, ad kamo azta banecha berebcha. A chutzpah. You followed your Rebbe into the bathroom. Amar Eloi, Rabbi Kiva says the famous and timeless words, bringing out the importance that we as Yidden attribute to learning from our Rabbeim. I have to be able to learn what to do, as the Gemara will continue to show. And then remember, Ben Azai was the one that says how you have such chutzpah. Tanya, continues the Gemara. Tanya, Ben Azai Amar Pamachdir Nazach Rabbi Kiva Beizaki say seemingly Ben Azai took the Musar. Now Ben Azai one time follows Rabbi Kiva into the Beis Akise, and he says he learned from Rabbi Akiva. So again, Rabbi Akiva followed Rabbi Yeshua. Now Rabbi Ben Azai is following Rabbi Akiva. He says, I learned from him three things. Number one, number two, number three, Amr Rabbi Yehuda. So Rabbi Yehuda says to Ben Azai, Amr Loi Toirihi Valilmoid Ani Tzarech. Continues the Gemara, and there's even a greater depth over here. As Ben Azai already heard these halachos, but he wanted to witness, to really inculcate them from his Rebbe on his own. Continues the Gemara, Rav Kahana. Rav Kahana on the second wide line of Samach Beis Amud Aleph says the Gemara, Ol Ganei to say Purye Deraf. And here we see really how far everything goes. He came and he hid under the bed of his Rebbe of Rav. Shamei desach v'sachak v'asa sarachav. And he heard that when Rav was together with his wife, first he spoke with his wife, then sachak, then he laughed with his wife, and only afterwards v'asa sarachav. First was the shmoozing, then the foreplay, and only afterwards was the tashmish amita. Amar lei. So Rav Kahana is hiding under the bed, sort of gives himself way over here. Under the bed, he screams out, Dame pume da Abba's mouth, referring to Rav. His mouth is like Kitloi, Sharif Tavshila. He's like one who has not swallowed food. You seem to be like a starving man. You're joking around. You seems like you're doing this for your own pleasure. He said to Rav, Amar Loi, Rav said, God, where are you? You could almost picture the sea. Boy, get out of here. It's not respectful for you to be here. Amar Loi, Rav Kahana said to him, Toirihi, v'lilmoid ani tzarich. Says the Gemara, okay, now we've learned four different halachas, one halacha about tashamita, three halachas about using the bathroom. Says the Gemara, let's understand them now. Why do we wipe with our left hand? The Torah is given with your right hand. Another reason they should cry the right hand is used for eating, and therefore we don't wipe with the right, we wipe with the left. And number three, the right hand is used to wrap your tefillin, therefore you don't wipe with that hand. A fourth reason, the right hand is used to show the timing of Torah. Again, another act of chashivas, do with the right, therefore we don't want to wipe with the right hand. And comments the Gemara Kitanoi, this indeed is a Machlokes Tanoim, Rav Lezer Oimer Nesha Oichel Ba, you eat with it. Rav Shua Oimer Nesha Kaisa Ba, you write with it. Rav Kiva Oimer Meshamara Ba Taime Taira. And just to parenthetically point out, we're 12 lines down of the white lines. First line is Taira, the Ar Paiskim that discuss that this might have been in a nostalgic world in which bathrooms were dirty endeavors. Wiping oneself was with a rack. And often the hands, of course, would get dirty. But perhaps in a world of toilet paper and tissues, maybe not as much importance has to be given to these halachas, but that is the Gemara. Continues the Gemara, Amr Avtanchem Baruch Hanilai, Kol HaTzanua Beis HaKisi Nitzel B'Shosh Dvarim. If you're tzanua, if you act modestly in the Beis HaKisi, in the bathroom, you're saved from three things. Number one, min nachashim, from snakes that hide in the toilets, min akrabim, from scorpions, min mazikin, and from demons. V'yishayimrim, av chaloim b'isam yishavim, but his dreams will be coming to him. Aho Beis HaKisi. Continues the Gemara. The first word on the line is Allah, 15 lines down. Davi b'Teveria. There was a Beis HaKisei in Teveria. Keveilu b'Trei. Fila b'Imam Mitaski was so dangerous. There were so many mazikim, even when there were two people who usually don't get attacked by shadim, and even during the daytime, who again, usually they're not shadim. What happened? There would still be mitaski, they would still be harmed. Ravavi and Ravasi, due to their godless, their greatness, they each entered on their own and they were not harmed. Amr the Rabbanan said to him, are you not afraid? Amr they said, Anan kibuli gamrinan. We have a Kabbalah. Kabbalah the Beis HaKisei Tzinusa Shtikusa. The Kabbalah is you're in the modesty and the silence. We're modest in the toilets. We're silent. We don't talk in the Beis HaKisei, and that gives us this shemira from the mazikin. Kabbalah the Yisurim Shtikusa V'Yivai Rachmei. Kabbalah regards Yisurim is one of silence and davening for Rachman. If one wants to know how to be saved from Yisurim, that is what he does. Says the Gemara, Abaya, Abaya's mother raised for him Imra sheep, to go together with him into the bathroom, so that Abaya would never be alone in the bathroom. And of course, we know that Mazikim do not attack when there's other people with him. Says the Gemara, why sheep? Let them raise goats. Answers the Gemara, Sa'ir Michlaf. A goat could be interchanged with a goat. There were goat-like demons, and therefore it might not save as much as a sheep. Says the Gemara. Similar story. Rava. Mikama Dahave Reishe. Mikarshka Le Rav Chistam Zuga Ame Guza Belakna. Before Rava was Rosh Hashiva, what happened is his wife, who was of course the daughter of Rav Chisda famously, would shake a walnut in a copper bucket or whatnot to protect him from the demons, from the snakes, while he used the bathroom. Again, noises protect from these mazikim. Basar the Malach, after he was already Rosh Hashiva, and there was even more mazikim that were trying to harm him. She made a window, and she would put her hand through the window onto his head while he used the bathroom, again, to save him from the mazikim. Amar Ula says, Ula achari ageder nafna biyat. Someone who's behind the wall is allowed to use the bathroom there. He doesn't have to worry about sneas if he's behind the wall. Ubebeka, but if he's in an open area, as long as they cannot hear the wind that he passes, then again he's far enough from wherever he is, and he's allowed to use the bathroom over there. He said, no. When you're behind the wall, then you just have to be careful that no one can hear you using the bathroom. You have to make sure no one can see you. So now we're segueing into the halachos of sneas, how careful one has to be when actually using the bathroom. Of course, in a world without actual bathrooms, the relevance to ensure that one is not visible when he's using the bathroom, that one cannot hear, see, smell him using the bathroom, etc. So says the Gemara, Meisvei asked the Gemara, those who would watch the olive press would be allowed to go out of the doorway. use the bathroom right over there behind the wall, and then the olives would remain tahar because no one would be able to get in as they were standing by the door. So we're now worried in that short amount of time anyone is going to contaminate the olives. So says the Gemara, what do we see? We see that even when one is behind the wall, he's allowed to use the bathroom even though there might be other people there. He does not have to distance himself. Akasha on Isi Bar Nasan, who said that when you're behind the wall, you still have to make sure you're not in proximity to other people. Answers the Gemara B'Tairas Akilu. In that case, there was a particular reason he couldn't distance himself because he wanted to make sure no one would be mitameh, contaminate the olives, and therefore there were special leniencies. Tashema, another kasha kama. How far can one go from the olives, and the olives will still be tar? Send the Gemara close enough to see if one is going to go in and touch the olives. So in such a scenario, proves the Gemara, if you always have to remain close enough to the olives, someone's going to have to use the bathroom. And apparently, what do we see? We see that even if one is visible, he could still use the bathroom. Akasha on the second part of EC, who said it's all up to if someone could see you in the Beka. Here, clearly, someone could see him. Says the Gemara, Shiny Oichle Taras, Tekilu Baraban, again a special kula. Rav Ashi Amar, another Taras, Man Kos Manchin Chaveroya, the Kamar Isi Bar Nasan. What did Isi Bar Nasan mean when he said as long as no one can see you? Kos Manchin Chaveroyas Peiroi. As long as your friend can't see your exposed body. Avalididei, but he himself, Lididei Chazule, his friends can see him. Meaning, it's not a problem if someone sees you. It's a problem if they see your body uncovered. So therefore, it's able to cover up parts of your body when you're around the olives to ensure that even if someone sees you, doesn't see you uncovered. Says the Gemara, Hu Saftana. We're about 15 lines to the end of the Amud. The first one line is Ahu. There was a certain Saftana, one who gave eulogies, the Nachas Kamid, Ram Nachman Amar, and he said, Hi, Tzanua. This person was a Tzanua, or a Chaysav Ava in his ways. Amar Ram Nachman. How do you know? You went behind him to the toilet to know if he's a Tzanua. Titania in current Tzanua. Don't say someone's a Tzanua. Elamisha Tzanua Beisakise. Unless he's Tzanua Beisakise. So how can you say that? Says the Gemara of Ram Nachman, my nafkalamina. Ram Nachman, what difference was it? Who cares if the Saftan, if this guy eulogizing is making it up or not? Says the Gemara, an important rule. Mishom de Tanya, Kishem Shenefram and Amazing, just like they extract and they punish the dead, Kachnefram and a Saftanim. He who eulogizes as well, and those who answer after him. Critical importance not to make things up with regard to eulogies. Says the Gemara, and of course, there's different ways of approaching this. There are ways one is allowed to bend the truth a little bit, etc. Tana Rabbanan continues the Gemara, just to point out famously, the reason is because we never know what other people's nisyonis are. So even if we say about someone that he was a bigger tzaddik, and someone might wonder, really, is that true? The answer is, well, we don't know his nisyonis, so very possibly he was, different answers, etc. Tana Rabbanan, 13 lines to the bottom. The first one is Achareim, says the Gemara. Ezeu tzanua, who is a tzanua? Zanifna balayl makom shenifla v'yom. That this is a one who even at night goes to use the bathroom in a place where he goes during the day, meaning just like by day he distances himself, he does that by night, even though at night obviously it's much more difficult. Is this true? Ask the Gemara. One should accustom himself to use the bathroom in morning and night, kidday, specifically so that he does not need to lisrachik at night. And furthermore, Visu, Rava, you know what Rava used to do? He would go as far as the mill to find a private place. But Shami would tell his servant, finally, clear for a place from Ibra Chayvid in the city street. Which you see, Rava himself didn't go so far at night. See who's behind this study hall. To be in a lemifta, I need to use the bathroom. Just make sure no one's there. So we see that at night, we don't need the same thing. He says the Gemara, Loi tema b'makom. Don't say in the place that he used the bathroom by day. Le'ema kiderech shenifna b'yoyim. Say in the manner that he goes by day. In the same modest manner he goes by day, he goes at night. Teretz number one. Not that he has to travel as far, but the way he covers himself, etc. Rav Ashi Amar Afilu Tema b'Makom. You can even say in the place that he uses the bathroom. Lo nitzcha elo likaren zavas. It means in a private corner, just like you would do by day. Gufa, we conclude with one final brayse. Use the bathroom morning and night so that he doesn't have to go in the middle of the morning and evening, so he doesn't have to go at night. Get up early, and go out to use the bathroom. Kideshel tisrachik, so you don't have to go too far. Says the Gemara, mash mesh v'shev al tishev v'mashmish. One should first manipulate himself, make sure he's ready to use the bathroom, and then sit down. But don't first sit down and then manipulate himself. Because if you do such, why? Because even those who perform magic and come upon him, he has to be careful about the mazikim. We'll stop over here. We'll pick up different ways of ridding oneself from these mazikim, etc.